Well, what a pleasure it is to be joined now here on GCR again by a man who I am to understand is still out in Vegas after an unbelievable Saturday night where his guy, Gervonta Tank Davis, defeated Ryan Garcia. You know him from the Upton Gym. He is one of the most fascinating stories in Baltimore sports history. He's Coach Calvin Ford, and he is with us now here on GCR. Calvin, it's Glenn back in Baltimore. Congratulations, man. Thank you for taking the time for us.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Dude, I want you to take me back a few years. Obviously, I think a lot of people are familiar with your story and the opportunities that you've had in your life now to impact young people. When you first came across Gervonta Davis, could you have ever imagined that you guys would be headlining and winning a massive $1+ million pay-per-view fight out in Las Vegas all these years later?
Nah, man, it's like I'm still trying to pinch myself, but we just work hard and just stay focused. A lot of kids have a lot of opportunity to be anything. He stuck with the path. He stuck with the fold. He listened. We put the right people around him. The sky was the limit. Went in there
Man,
and did his job like he was doing when he was an amateur.
I mean, it's unbelievable, this story that you guys have carved out together. Can you just sort of take me through, like, Calvin, for you, when did you know? Like, when did you have the feeling of, dude, this kid is special, and when did you realize that special wasn't just he was good, but, like, he might be a world champion good?
Um, like all the kids in our gym is special. It's just based on what turns and what straight lines that they got. But with him was his dedication. When I was in the gym every day, he was in the gym every day. The conversation that he had with my son, Kader, before he went back to Jersey and got killed. I don't know what that conversation was, but I know my son just told me I'll be a good role model for him. And we just been together with each other and for each other since. And that's the bond. That's the bond that we created between us two, and it's been that way ever since.
What a partnership it's proven to be. Calvin, what has it meant to you? Again, for people that aren't familiar with your story, you had your own share of trouble in your life.
Well,
We see what it means for Tank, right? Like we get to, but for you, can you describe at this point in your life what it means to you to be having these types of moments?
um, man, I just look at it. It's just a situation that my Lord put me into, to reach out to some of the youth that's going through, different changes and let them know that it's going to be all right and that anything is possible if you put the right people around you. And basically, I kept the right people around me. And I'm still on a mission. That's how I just look at it, And Devontae is the forefront, like to let everybody, especially in Baltimore, know that all this can come from rough times
Hmm.
and whatnot. It's just what you do at the end of it or how you come out of it.
That's so important. Calvin Ford, I know you're still very involved with Rise and how important that is to you. We'll remind people about that in a second. Calvin Ford with us here on GCR. Calvin, what you just said resonated with me a lot this weekend. I had a lot of people talk about that. The entire world was watching. And look, Tank has had his ups and downs as a person. You've had your ups and downs as a
Right.
person, right? How important do
hmm
you feel like that lesson is? And how much do you feel like you've been able to convey that and that you see young people, not just in Baltimore, particularly in Baltimore, of course, but around the world recognizing that you guys are stories of what you can overcome and achieve?
Right. Well, how I look at it, right? We think, because I still travel with the amateurs, and when people and kids come up to me and tell me Gervonta is their favorite boxer, and then the main thing is coaches that's actually doing the same thing that I'm doing, and they let me know that we are inspiration to them to give them hope because um, boxing is changing, and everybody jumping ship, not staying with their day one, and all types of stuff that's going on. So what I try to do is let them know is, and then Tank, he even says loyalty is big. You can't teach nobody loyalty. It has to be within their self to actually do it, and we family. We're gonna go through ups and downs, downs and ups. Is at the end of the day we keep choosing each other. And that's how I look at it. we keep choosing each other, that means we care about each other,
Hmm.
and we've been choosing each other. Tank always sit there and say, I've been winning with my team. I'm going to win with my team. I'm going to lose with my team. And that's how it's been. We just go through the ups and downs and up of being together, being a family. None of us perfect, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be here. So they just lessons for us to learn how we're going to, deal with things and be able to tell our story to someone.
Man, it's a powerful testament, man. It's a really powerful testimony. Can you just describe what it's like to look around a 20,000 seat arena in Las Vegas though? Like that moment, because you guys have had big fights, and I was there obviously here in Baltimore, and you've been in DC, but we know this one was different. Like we know this one was the one. Did you allow yourself a moment to soak it all in? Were you too invested in the fight itself? Did you allow yourself a chance to be like, wow, we're really here?
No, I just stayed invested and stay on top.
I mean,
Stayed on top of what stayed on top of what I was doing and staying focused, because I knew how important this was to the city, everybody that's behind us and everything. So I just stayed focused.
did you ever worry at all? Like, this was such a big fight, and everybody kept talking about it. But quietly, did you know all along, like, yo, this kid has no chance at taking out Tank?
No, it wasn't a thing. Anything can happen in boxing. Anything can happen. That's all I got to do is just take focus and make sure he just stick to the game plan.
When he hit the shot to the liver, did you know immediately, or were you as caught off guard by the rest of the world was?
Say it again.
When he hit the shot to Garcia's liver, did you know immediately? Oh, he's not going to be able to walk that
yes,
one. Okay.
Yes. I knew that automatically. That was the shot that you can't get away from.
Right. See, the rest of us didn't get to see it cleanly, so we had no idea. We're like, yo, what the hell's going on? But you were like, oh no, that's it.
I'm back.
Okay, no worries, Calvin. We completely
I'm at the airport. Give me 1 second.
No, I get it. Calvin Ford is with us here on Glenn Clark Radio after Gervonta Davis beat Ryan Garcia. He's getting ready to head home from Vegas, and we're looking forward to having him back here in Baltimore, of course, at the Upton Gym. We got you, Calvin?
I'm back.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah,
we
back.
Understand how this works. Appreciate you taking the time. So much is made about what's next, right? Like in a perfect world, what would you like to see Gervonta do next?
Well, there's only one guy. It has to make sense to the public, and to the fans. I already know at the end of the day I can want what I want, but I have to make sure Tank is in line with what we need to be doing, and he has to be the one to sit there and say, no, that's what we're going at, because it's three components that we are working on: the fighter, the family man, and the businessman. We already know the fighter, that's Tank. We already know the family man, that's Gervonta, his kids. Then we're working on the business side, So as you just seen this week, the torch has been passed when Floyd said abso-fucking-lutely. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a new era for the youth that's coming up. And just got to wait and see what makes sense to the team, what makes sense to him. And then we go from there, like we've been doing.
You mentioned, the family man, and it's something that I was talking to Leonard Ellaby about just 2 weeks ago, because we know, obviously, the next thing maybe for Tank, he's got to deal with the legal issues. And Leonard said to me, I've never seen Tank as focused as I have in recent weeks. Can you put that into words and everything that he's been through? Because I think a lot of people have said over the years that maybe the toughest enemy for Tank is going to be himself. Can you put into words where you believe he's at personally and handling his business now, as you mentioned, as being for a lot of people, the face of boxing moving forward?
Well, like I said again, I'm a prime example for anyone that came from that situation. I said this ain't going to do, but at the end of the day, what lessons that you learn from it, and he learned a lot from it. I look at it as these lessons that he learned that's going to mature him to be the man he's going to become. At the end of the day, that he just, stay focused on himself, his family, his Lord, and let it do what it do. You understand? Because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's meant not to be, it's not meant to be. But all the things that's happening to us is where we're supposed to be. It's a bigger message that we have to send to the youth. And I always tell Tank to try to be that champion. You had Ali was the greatest. Floyd was Money Mayweather. And I told Tank I want him to be that youth champion, be the champion for the youth, because you got to give the youth something to give hope to, that like, man, if he did it, I know I can do it, and give these stories to him. Let them know that you won't go through trials and tribulations in your life, but at the end of the day, it's what you do when you come out of it, how you do it when you come out of it, how you deal with it. We have a lot of great champions went through a lot of stuff in their life, and it still didn't make them no different than what they are now. They still great. We just human beings that's trying to just pass through this system that they have in front of us, and try to be a good citizen at the same time.
I think that's all you can ask for, right? I think that's really well said,
Yeah.
Calvin. I think that's all you can ask for from someone. How about the fact that, like, every single Baltimore athlete, how about, like, Odell Beckham coming out there to see you guys, and my guy Tyus Bowser hopping on a flight, Ray Lewis is out there.
Yeah.
I know Lamar
Yeah,
hosted an event at his restaurant. Like, how cool is that for
Right.
you? How invested other legitimate superstar athletes are in what you guys are doing?
They understand the truth. I always sit to make the statement, let the truth be told. And when our real true stories come out, you'll see the trials and the tribulations and everything, that it's hope. It's hope. It's hope. When I talk about Baltimore, I'm just not talking about Baltimore, but Baltimore, I always say you got to get your own house in check first before you talk about anybody else's house. You get what I'm saying? So right now, I'm just being there for my youth, guide them, give them hope, give them something to look forward to, and don't look back. Just keep it moving.
Tell everybody that doesn't know about what you guys do with Rise.
So Rise is a nonprofit that we have in place to help the underprivileged athlete that can't do certain things. We help them get to tournaments. We clothe them. We do mentorship with them. Anything or any resources that we have in our control that we can help anybody with, that's what we do and whatnot. And the situation that happened this weekend, it really put us in a good place, because now we have a bigger voice to actually say we know what we're talking about.
That's awesome. I mean, I think it's incredible, and it's something that we talk about. And you've talked about it with Tank. We've talked about it with Truck over the years. We've talked about it with a lot of guys, that it is a perfect way for you to channel what it is that you've been going through, the difficulties of growing up here in this city, and we all know some of that. To take it and say, hey, let's channel it in the healthier way. Let's channel it in the ring. It's a powerful thing that you guys are doing. RiseInc.org if you want to find out more. Again, RIZE, RiseInc.org, about what the coach and his crew are doing for young people here in Baltimore. And I guess we should mention, too, Truck got a big win on Saturday as well, right?
Yes, he did, man. You get me emotional. Just see him back in the ring with everybody, and that can't mean it so much, because they was the guys that first started around Tank, and he brought them all in. And so they said, yo, we're going to do this together. And, man, they put on a hell of a show, man. People would sit there and say, man, y'all got some strong guys. Y'all guys are serious. I said, y'all don't understand. We fighting to make a difference.
Man, it was an unbelievable moment for Baltimore on Saturday night, obviously. Calvin, congratulations. I don't think we say it enough. It's an unbelievable story for you and for this partnership that you found with Tank. We continue to hope for wild success for him, for Truck, for all your guys that are coming up moving forward. We can't wait to see what's next. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes for us, and congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate you.